Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching B News Daily. And now the news in our bulletin.
Prime Minister Nguyen received the Chief Minister of Yangon region, Myint. Disbursement of foreign direct investment capital reached $4.51 billion during the first 5 months of this year. The tourism sector struggles to attract local customers.
On May 27th, Prime Minister Nguyen hosted a reception for the Chief Minister of Yangon region, Myint. The Myanmar official has been in Vietnam on a working visit together with the high-ranking delegation of Yangon.
Prime Minister Dung affirmed that Vietnam's relevant agencies will coordinate with Myanmar counterparts to hold an investment promotion conference in Yangon next month. He suggested that the two sides boost investment and trade activities to serve development in both countries. The Prime Minister also requested that Myanmar's relevant agencies create favorable conditions for Vietnamese enterprises to do business in the region. Myint confirmed his support to Vietnamese enterprises investing in the Yangon region. He expressed his hope that Vietnamese localities will strengthen cooperation with the region, especially in the fields of agriculture, energy and mining.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen Xuân Phúc on May 27th suggested that young people in Vietnam and Laos bolstered their cooperation and raised the effectiveness of their activities to contribute to the two countries' development.
Phúc made the comments during a meeting with VNA, Secretary of the Central Committee of the Lao People's Revolutionary Youth Union. The Deputy Prime Minister said as the two countries celebrate the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations and 35 years implementing the Vietnam-Laos Friendship and Cooperation Treaty, young people should keep making efforts to develop their traditional relations. VNA expressed his hope that Vietnam will continue helping Laos to expand its youth movements and other social activities.
The Prime Minister has instructed relevant agencies to launch a campaign to fight drug crimes along the border and at drug hotspots.
The instruction requires the police, border guards, customs and marine police to increase coordination in investigation in order to stop the production, smuggling and transportation of illegal drugs. They are also told to eliminate drug use hotspots. Health and industry and trade and other relevant agencies must tighten management of addictive drugs and materials that could be used to produce methamphetamines. During the time of the campaign from June 1st to 30th, many communication activities will be held in drug trading and use hotspots and high-risk areas. Information on the harmful effects of drugs will be disseminated among young people, workers and high-risk groups.
Disbursement of foreign direct investment FDI capital reached $4.51 billion during the first 5 months of this year. The figure is slightly lower than the same period last year, according to the Foreign Investment Agency.
In the same period, the country attracted a total foreign direct investment of $5.32 billion during the period, a 32% reduction from last year. New foreign direct investment registered across the country dropped by 25.3% year-on-year, falling to $4.12 billion, the Foreign Investment Agency said. Added capital in existing projects also slumped by 47.5%. In 5 months, 82 projects registered to increase the capital by a total of $1.2 billion. The southern province of Bình continued to be a favorite location for foreign investors, drawing $1.6 billion, or 30% of total foreign direct investment registered in the country over the period. It was followed by the northern port city of Haiphong with $928.8 million and southern Dung province with $698 million. During the January-May period, Japan remained the leading source of foreign investment, pumping $3.68 billion into Vietnam. It was followed by the British Virgin Islands, which invested $441 million, and Hong Kong with $400 million in investments.
Vietnam earned nearly $10.9 billion from agroforestry and aquatic exports in the first 5 months of the year, up 10.1% against the corresponding period last year.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the export of agroforestry and aquatic products brought in $2.3 billion in May alone. During January to May, agricultural products alone earned $6.1 billion, a year-on-year rise of 2%. Rice exports alone were worth $1.4 billion. China has become the largest importer of Vietnamese rice, while Malaysia overtook Indonesia to rank second with a year-on-year rise of 30%. The review period also saw a total of 860,000 tons of coffee, worth nearly $1.8 billion was exported, representing year-on-year increases of 7.8% in volume and 3% in value. Other export staples such as tea, pepper, and cashew nuts managed to maintain stable markets, with only rubber seeing a drop in value despite an increase in volume.
The Vietnam Cement Association says the sector will accumulate more than 10 million tons of cement in 2012 due to a fall in domestic demand.
The industry sold 10 million tons of cement in the first 3 months of the year. As a result, there remains a large stockpile of almost 3 million tons of cement plants across the country. The sector expects to sell around 46 to 47 million tons and export around 7 million tons this year. The decrease in consumption is attributed to numerous projects being delayed or other construction projects being suspended due to economic difficulties. Many businesses say that current domestic purchasing power does not look promising due to continuing drop in the real estate market. Cement businesses are desperately trying to discover new markets and ways in increasing exports. However, they face major difficulties due to high transport costs and a lack of ports with suitable loading and unloading facilities, as well as experience in penetrating new markets.
Vietnam boasts significant tourism potential and is an attractive destination with many beautiful landscapes. However, the country's tourism sector still faces problems in attracting local customers, while the number of people traveling overseas is still on the rise.
The number of domestic tourists rose from 1 million in 1990 to 28 million in 2010. The tourism sector considers domestic tourism development as one of its key tasks, apart from attracting foreign holiday makers. The National Administration of Tourism has recognized the great importance of domestic tourism, so over the past 2 and 3 years, more attention has been paid to promotional work and assisting domestic tourism. Our association, together with the Vietnam Tourism Association and the Hotel Association, have also focused on this section. Mr. Nguyen is a familiar customer of a travel agent organizing overseas tours. Despite his old age, he travels every year. There are many reasons that he does not choose tours inside the country. There are many hindrances. For example, if I want to go to Dung, I cannot go there from Hanoi. First, I must fly to Ho Chi Minh City and then take a flight there to Dung. It takes a lot of time. Tourism experts said domestic tourism development is not really sustainable and fails to match its potential. It can be said that a great number of tourism spots only serve domestic visitors in certain seasons. For example, the northern beaches only serve tourists, only in summer. That's why it is difficult for localities and the tourism sector to provide good service. It is not easy at all to develop domestic tourism. It is different in our country compared with other regional countries. There are too many agencies involving in organizing domestic tourism activities, and it is difficult to reach a high consensus. Tourism representatives acknowledge that the domestic tourism development problem can only be solved when tourism service and personnel quality are paid due investment.
And those are all the news for today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.